What's up, guys? How you doing? Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. It's warm, not too warm, but warm enough. I was out here earlier watering. Hot and sweaty. Sugar's had her dinner. Time for fussing. Hey? Time for fussing? I was out here the other day cutting grass, and it was warm, but I did, no problem, I did it. Today I was out here watering a little bit. Looking nice with all the rain. Lots of flowers on everything. A little bit early yet for flowers. Waterfalls behind that bush. So what's been happening? Anything good? I haven't been doing too much. Jan's been gone for a few days. She's her mom's taken a turn for the worse. I can't tell you the whole story, but it's not just a physical problem, but I can't tell you the story. Anyway, Jan's been pulling her hair out trying to take care of everything. Her mom's back in the hospital. She's been in there 2 days now. The way things are going, things aren't looking good, but I'm not worried about all that stuff. I'm more concerned about Jan and how she's coping, but just been here by myself, you know, waking up, make breakfast, taking care of a few things, make my evening meal, watch YouTube, go to bed. That's all I did. Today I went to the market and got some chicken, my village KFC, and I got a piece for Sugar too, for a change for her dinner. She's funny. She's I pulled it apart, put it in her bowl for her, and she smells it and goes lay down because she's too hot. But then she comes back and she's like laying next to it, guarding it so nobody can get it. But eventually she ate it, and then she's happy. But you know, I got something I wanted to share with you. The couple things actually. I went to the market. I just said, and there's a dog that lives outside little Tesco, a white dog, and I've known it since it's a puppy. And every time I go there, you know, if it's hot, it ignores me. If it's cool or rainy, it ignores me. But if she's hungry, she'll she knows me, and she'll come and sort of come right up next to me within a meter, but she won't come any closer. Once in a blue moon she'll let me pet her, but today she come up and she's wagging her tail and all excited, and she's been really badly beaten up by other dogs. But you know, there's stray dogs everywhere here. But anyway, she knows me, so she comes up and she's wagging her tail but won't come closer. So what I normally do is sometimes I'll buy her chicken from the village KFC, but today I thought I'll give her, sometimes I'll buy cat food, you know, fish. And I know you're not supposed to give dogs cat food, but her diet's not that great. So I thought, you know, it's high in protein, but no cat food. So I went and found a tin of tuna fish, and in water. I found a piece of cardboard, put it on the cardboard for her. It's a, you know, ring pull, how do you open it? So, and I put it on a piece of cardboard. She got stuck straight into that stinky fish. So she looks like she's lost some weight, because the noodle people who she hangs out next to, I think they're not working as much because of the what's going on. But she ate it straight up, so that was nice, you know. But my point is, she knows who I am. Mask, it doesn't matter. She still knew who I was. And you know, sometimes we think nobody cares, but guess what? That made my day that she came up to me. And then on my way back, there's like a village hall type thing on the side of the road, and there's a chair right next to the road, a concrete chair, and Granny sits on it. And Granny's got to be like, you know, 88, 89, 90, something like that. And she sits there and waits for her grandchildren to get off the school bus, or somebody to bring them or whatever. And then when they come home, the dog comes and plays with the kids and sits there with Granny. And I'm going by, and when I went by the first time, Granny just like, she kind of looked at me, and I'm like, I don't know if she knows who I am, because my, windows are up, AC is on, and my truck is like, not new, but it's the same, it's a similar, it's like very same, right? It's the color's the same, the shape's the same. It's a Toyota truck. It's not like standout-ish, it's not pink or purple. But as soon as I come down the road, she looks at me and starts smiling, and I'm inside the vehicle, right? You can't see because of the am I trying to sting me? You can't see because of the tinting. But she sits there smiling, and then the two kids come out and stand next to the road smiling. And I'm like, are they looking at me or not? And they watched me go by, so I stopped, rolled my window down and waved. And they're all waving back. I'm like, made my day. Because, you're here alone, and you think nobody cares, you think you're alone. People, your brain goes into these loops, right? And as much as I like being here alone, sometimes you think, you're here on a spot of the earth alone. So the dog knew who I was because she wanted food, but the other people, Granny and the two kids and the dog, just watching me go by and smiling. When I stop and put my hand out and wave, they all like waving back. I was like, made my day. What do you think of that story? Have a look at this sunset. Beautiful sunset. I have a friend in the US, and he's been trying to get himself over here, and he's coming up to retirement, but he needs a couple more years, and lots of other influencing factors. And so I've been trying to help him find information, get himself organized, all that sort of stuff, right? And at the last minute, he found out about living in Puerto Rico. And hands up, I said, and I already told him this, I thought he was a nut, because he spent all this time, actually came over here a couple years ago. We had some food together and shared a pizza and some coffee and talked about all kinds of things. He made a plan to come over here. He's been over here a couple times. He met a Thai girl. He's has a Thai girlfriend now. And at the last minute, he changed his mind and said he wanted to go to Puerto Rico. And I'm like, dude, have you lost it? I said, I didn't say that to him initially, but I thought he'd lost it. And so then he asked me, would I do some research for him about moving to Puerto Rico from the US? Can he, and what's the implications and all that sort of stuff. So, and I should be a researcher for a professor or something, because I love to research. I love it. Somebody says, hey, can you look at this topic for me? And I will, and I'd search it. So I started searching it for him, and I was like, dude, he's onto something here. Puerto Rico is everything Thailand is, as far as the people and the way of living. You got the weather. Here is not an island. There is an island in the, Caribbean, whatever you want to call it. And it's actually, I thought, wow. Cost of living is a little bit high because of food. Everything's imported. But, you could rent somewhere pretty cheap from what I can tell. It's like $1,000 to $2,000 a month rent. So that's not cheap, but not like here. But the thing you have there that you don't have here is people speak English, and a lot of people, most other people speak Spanish, and Spanish is a language easier to learn than Thai. And even if you speak Thai, I told him this story. I went into not Starbucks. What's the other one? Forgot the name of it now. Don't matter. forgot the name, doesn't matter. It's not Starbucks, another one. And I used to drink black coffee with honey in it, right? So you just say Café Dam Yen, so it's black coffee cold, Nit Noi, little bit, Nam Pung. You have to say Pung at the end, which means honey. You know, so I go to the same branch, same chain, and say the same thing, and about 75% of the time they'll understand me. But one thing you find here is people are a little bit frightened to speak to Falang. So I go into this one shop and I said, you know, Café Dam Yen Nam Pung cup. And the young girl's looking at me like, what is he talking about? So she looks at her other young friend and like shrugging her shoulders. And the older Thai lady's standing there, and then she repeats what I said to them, and they go, oh. But it's not that they don't understand, it's they get flustered because they think, ah, Falang's here. And they get a bit flustered and like shy to talk to you. Like scared to talk to you because they just feel overwhelmed for whatever reason. And Jan's told me the same many times. So I've been into some shops and now ask me a question and I speak Thai. And Jan will say to me, the lady says, you speak Thai very well. What little you do speak, you pronounce it very, very well. Thank you. So if I'm pronouncing it well, and this lady can understand me, and the next guy can understand me, why do some people can't understand me? Maybe they don't have an ear for the way I speak, or whatever. You won't have any of that problem over there. I mean, you speak Spanish, or you can speak a little, most people speak English, so there's not a problem with communication. And I love, you know, Caribbean Spanish food. Yummy. So I did the research, and apparently Americans with American passport can just jump on a plane and go down. You don't even need a passport. You can just show probably your driver's license. Because the immigration's the same immigration, and TSA, the security people, same. So at governmental level, it's the same. Local level, it's obviously different. They speak, I think, like 85% Spanish. And what I didn't know is, originally, Puerto Rico were indigenous people. You know, they were like American Indians in Puerto Rico. And it was at 1878, excuse me, 1878 or something like that. The Americans went in and took over, and you know, they kept it. And I think at one point I read a long time ago that Puerto Rico was a deep water submarine base, because the continental shelf right there goes, like, it just drops right off and goes into the deep ocean, like within just a couple miles of, you know, nautical miles, obviously, going off the coast. So it was, I think, like Second World War, and a little bit later was a submarine base. Interesting stuff. So he's now going to go to Puerto Rico rather than come on over here, and I think his girlfriend's going to go over and visit him too. So we'll wait and see. But it's actually an eye-opener to think, wow, it's tropical, you know. I think it's a little bit more expensive, obviously, because America's involved. Everything has to be imported on American ships, or some kind of rule. They can't use like local ships, so it makes everything more expensive. Cars are more expensive because they're imported, but and he can get home to take care of his mom within 6 hours rather than almost 30 hours. So he lives on the East Coast, so it's like almost 30 hours, whichever way you go, so to get here. So what do you think, guys? Interesting? I asked you the other day, where's your place to live? Some of you commented, so thank you for that. And I'm still here. Look after yourselves. Buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. All the very best. See you next time.